This is video number 1 from my Nutrition 300 classes. This is for dietary vitamins. The dietary vitamins lecture, just as an upfront statement, we don't cover every vitamin. There are some vitamins like vitamin B6 or pantothenic acid or biotin. Biotin, by the way, is made in the GI tract from friendly bacteria. They're just too difficult to teach. Their uses are kind of all over the place. There's no real deficiency symptom. It's really actually hard to develop deficiency, especially of biotin and pantothenic acid. So, you'd find the vast majority of nutrition texts for introductory nutrition classes do not cover in any detail some of the vitamins, and I'm doing the same, and I cover the same vitamins that my colleagues do across the district. Vitamins are organic. These are not inorganic molecules. You can do things to them to hurt them. You can overheat them. You can expose them to light. That's why the refrigerator light goes off when you close the door to protect actually B2, riboflavin, which is B2, vitamin B2, and it's found in milk. You can expose them to oxygen. We know that some vitamins don't do well when exposed to air. Many of the foods we buy come in containers that you can close, and you can protect from air, protect from light, protect from heat, protect from water, protect from metals. I always joke that when you buy a can of soup, don't assume your soup is in contact with the can. There's actually a layer of material, like a plasticky material. I'm not sure what the compound is that they line the can with. They are organic. Now, we don't build much with vitamins, but we do use them to build. They're mostly enzymes, or I should say coenzymes. They help enzymes in the body work. Some vitamins are literally hormones. They act like estrogen and testosterone. Some are antioxidants. They protect the body against oxygen and free radicals and aging. And some are just involved in like basic functions like making energy. The B vitamins 1, 2, and 3 are basically involved in making energy in the body, so they're very essential. And there's a reason why we enrich foods, processed grains, with them, because processed grains generally are a good source of energy for humans. Now, we break vitamins up, and we don't do this with minerals because minerals are watery. Minerals, we break them up into large amounts and little amounts, like calcium versus selenium. You need the differences in the amount that you need are astronomically different. With the vitamins, it's the source. Some are fat soluble. They're found in fat. They're not only found in fat. Vitamin D can actually be found in kale in some amounts, but they're generally found in fatty things like animal fat, dairy fat, plant fat, nuts, seeds, those kinds of things. And some are water soluble. You will find them in watery things, fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy. And that impacts the way you absorb them. If you're on a low fat diet, you're limiting your ability to absorb and transport fat soluble vitamins into the body. And then the last thing on that, if it's fat soluble, it can actually be in your body fat, which means you can eat enough of these and store them in the body, and they can become toxic. The water soluble B vitamins and vitamin C, generally in great amounts, you pee them out. Those of you who take mega supplements of vitamins are making very expensive urine. And that really is what it comes down to. Now, functions, they're all over the place, right? Some are from bone health. Here's all the ones involved in energy metabolism. We don't teach all of those. Vitamin K is the blood clotting vitamin. I don't get into amino acid metabolism much, but that's protein metabolism in the body. Immune function, yes, you could add some others in there as well. Red blood cell formation, if you in fact don't eat enough of these, it's possible to affect your red blood cell formation, and in doing so, cause anemia to occur. Growth and development, I would add others in there, but that's okay. They're there, and there are many minerals, by the way, involved in growth and development. Here's our antioxidant ones. The ones that we focus on mostly are vitamin E and C. There is a plant version of vitamin A, which we find in plants. It's all the color that we find in plants. It's the carotenoids or beta carotene. It is an antioxidant, but it's a tricky one to teach, and so we don't really teach it as an antioxidant. And certainly some minerals help your body defend against oxidative stress. By the way, when we say the word oxidative stress, we really do mean oxygen. Yes, it's vital for human life. Yes, it's vital for making energy. But too much oxygen also can trash things. You leave a piece of metal out in the wild, it will oxidize. An old sword, an old Roman sword made of iron, will be oxidized, will be rusty. So, oxygen's some nasty stuff, and we use it because we have to as an organism to make energy. That doesn't mean there's a consequence of choosing oxygen as that one element we're going to use to make energy. It's a trade-off. Okay, who's at risk? And this is going to end this video. Who's at risk? Generally in the US, even folks on limited income, people absolutely living in poverty, who have what we call food insecurity. They really are unsure of what the next meal is going to be. Because we have enriched a lot of foods, B1, B2, B3, iron, and folate, we fortify a lot of foods with B12 and vitamin C and all sorts of other vitamins and minerals. It's hard to find deficiency widespread, but there are at-risk populations. Substance abusers, not just alcoholics, but people who may be addicted to drugs. Generally speaking, their intake of actual food is not a lot. Their intake of especially alcoholic beverages are really high. Those generally are nutrient poor, they're calorically dense. And I'm not talking dark beer that your friend brewed at home. We're talking, liquors and things like that. So alcoholics, substance abusers, older adults, not because they may be at economic risk, they may be, but things happen when you get older that affect your ability to break down food and then get the parts of food that we want, the nutrients, into the body. So older adults have all sorts of things going on. Hospitalized folks, it's not just their illness that can affect their vitamin status, medications that they take. And then folks who specifically have nutritionally related disorders. So eating disorders, IBS, GERD, chronic diarrhea, some metabolic conditions that we don't cover that just make your body burn through and use vitamins at a much greater state. So those are your at-risk populations, and if those are you going into medical care, you'll know when your patients come in and you triage them and you know their medical status, through experience and through the standard of care in medicine, which are the vitamin deficiency at-risk patients. That's it.